Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and today we will be discussing what if The Walking Dead main show wasn't canceled. For those of you who don't know, The Walking Dead main show was supposed to be running for about 15 seasons, but AMC decided to cap it early. This was most likely due to viewership going down and loss of profit for the main show. So let's start with the original season 11. The original season 11 would have been 16 episodes all about the Reapers. Now, the secondary storyline probably would have been a little about the Commonwealth. They probably would have, milked the shit out of it, how they were doing with the end of the show. But the Reapers would have gotten 16 episodes instead of the 9 that they were given in season 11. Now, I know a lot of people did not like the Reaper storyline. I thought it was okay, but I thought it could have been done better, but I don't think they could have done it over the course of 16 episodes. I think it would have been way too dragged out, and the story would have gotten way too stale way too quickly. The original season 11 probably would have ended how 1109 ended, where they killed all the Reapers, then they came back, and then Eugene shows up with the Commonwealth, and then it cliffhangers there. That's most likely what would have happened with season 11, and then that would lead into season 12, where it's all about the Commonwealth. And now, around the season 12 time, probably would have been around the time that Andrew Lincoln and Denai Guerrero would have been okay with returning for their roles. So that means that the secondary story in season 12 would have been about the CRM. And then that would lead us into season 13, where it's all about the CRM. I don't think this season 12 would have followed pretty much anything about the Commonwealth from the comics, so they probably would have just made up their entire own storyline. Then they moved to season 13 with all of the CRM, and then they dragged that for 16 episodes, which I think the 16 episodes would have fit the main show better than just the 6 that we got with The Ones Who Live. So season 11 is all about the Reapers with a little bit of the Commonwealth, and then season 12 is all about the Commonwealth with a little bit of the CRM, and then season 13 would all be about the CRM. At the end of this season, Rick probably would have returned to the Commonwealth. And then season 14 comes around. This probably would have followed the comics a lot more closely, and then this season probably would have ended with Rick killing Daryl, because in the comics, Rick killed Dwight, and Dwight was kind of that Daryl role near the end, I guess you could say, because Daryl was never in the comics, so they had to rely on somebody else to kill off in the comics, which it was Dwight, and I think that was a really good choice in the comics. Although Daryl dying in the main show probably would have tanked the show's viewership, that's most likely what they would have done. I wouldn't like to see it, but I think it would have been cool to see Rick killing his best friend in order to try and save the Commonwealth. And then we go to season 15. This is the War of the Commonwealth season, the final season of the Walking Dead show. So season 14 is probably just an entire build-up season about that chapter was called The Rotten Core, where Dwight dies. Can't remember, I think it is The Rotten Core. So that entire storyline, it would have been 16 episodes dragged out from 6 issues of the comic, so it would have probably ended how the season 7 and 8, it probably would have felt exactly like that with how much it would have been dragged. So that leads into season 15. So season 15 would be the Rest in Peace era. So this would just be the entire war of the Commonwealth. So Rick's group from Alexandria would probably go to war with the Commonwealth for a little bit. They would fight, him and Pamela would talk, they would just continue fighting for this entire season. Then this season would lead up to an end where Rick Grimes would end up dying by Sebastian Milton. In the comics, Sebastian Milton kills Rick while Rick is sleeping in his bed. It is because Rick fixed this place and he was so relaxed now that he didn't expect to be killed in his own bed. And the story, it makes sense. A lot of people were upset with it, but it does make sense because we see Rick waking up in a hospital bed, and then our last moments with Rick, he's dying in a bed, and it's because of how relaxed he became. And in the apocalypse world, you can't become relaxed at all or you will die. So around the 16th episode mark, Rick Grimes would be killed off by Sebastian Milton, and then this season probably would have been extended to about 20 episodes. So we would have an epilogue era where it would be flash forward. Now, I don't know exactly what they would do here. I think it would be all about Judith because they do not have Carl anymore. So it would have been Judith, probably RJ. They would have been all grown up now. They would have had their own families, and it would show the aftermath of what Rick Grimes did to change the world of the Walking Dead universe. Now, this would probably be more in the CRM, because the CRM and Commonwealth probably would have combined and, shared resources and just expanded across the entire U.S. In this flash forward, we probably would have seen that almost the entire U.S. was taken back by the Commonwealth and the CRM and any other surviving group out there. So let's recap through all the seasons, because that's probably a lot of information to take in. So season 11 would be all about the Reapers and a little bit about the CRM. Then season 12 would be all about the CRM, a little bit about the CRM and the return of Rick near the end of that season. Season 13 would probably be all about the CRM and the war with it. Then season 14 would be the Rotten Core storyline from the comics. If not that, it probably would have been more about the war with the CRM. And then season 15 is the Rest in Peace storyline from the comics, where Rick ends up dying at the end of the season. And then we get that epilogue to show how much Rick changed the world of the Walking Dead universe. That is pretty much it for this video. Please make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and I will see all of you in the next one. See ya.